Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
Now, at some point, you were called the Queen of Junk. How do you feel today about that, sobriquet, that if I can remember vividly, I think it was coined or by Mr. Mike Awoyinfa or so. I can't remember. I'm not sure.
Emeka Igwedwezi or something like that, of The Guardian.
Oh.
And then Mike Awoyinfa used it as a cover.
A cover, okay. I remember I saw the cover of Saturday Concord then, yes. So how do you feel about that title or layers, that you were given back then?
Back in time, my father always told me, if people call you names, don't fight them. Look for a way of using that name against them. So when they called me the Queen of Junk, I replied and responded that if junk be the truth, so be it. And I wore the toga, of what they called me. And it started with people not quite accepting our kind of journalism back then. We were just a few out of school youths like myself, Kunle Bakare, Faj, you remember? Dele Momodu joined us later. Mayor, yeah. We're just a few, Ibrahim, as I said. And we were trying to change the face of this whole thing of reporting, of especially society reporting. And some people felt threatened, of course. A lot of people, the mainstream felt threatened. The people who were our subjects also felt threatened. Everybody was feeling threatened, and they called our brand of journalism junk journalism. And they tagged me, won me the crown, Queen of Junk. Well,
junk.
Call me the Queen of Journalism. So maybe if that queen then this stick, nobody will call me the Queen of Journalism today. So I'm still good with it.
Back then, was there really anything like junk journalism, or it was just a way to give a dog a bad name in order to hang?
Like I said, they could not understand what we were doing. Whereas they were praising some people, so there were clashes, a lot of clashes. I remember when we did the Folawiyo story, the Abba Folawiyo, I think
Folawiyo
at that time. Yeah, Folawiyo and Abba. And it was just like, why are they doing this? A whole Folawiyo, he was a very big man. He was like sacred. Nobody could touch him, and we touched him. So those who didn't know what to call us, they didn't know what to term us, our brand of journalism at that time. So they termed us junk. And funny enough, everybody's junking now.
Junk in quotes. Okay.
Yeah, junk in quotes.
Yeah. Now, which was the most scandalous story that you broke back then, or that your medium or either of the media houses that you worked for broke back then? The most scandalous story.
I'm not too sure I want to talk about this because it was when I was in City News.
Okay.
Boy, you want to talk about it? I was in City News. There was a murder in Benin City.
Okay.
In my city. I drove down to Benin City and I tried to unravel it. It was a political, I think I won't mention names. It was a political murder. And I was able to get some evidence. I was able to get facts and all of that about some people, very top people who could do anything to anybody at that point. I was able to get the facts and evidence that they were arrested and taken to Ikoyi. And I believe the story. That was when I started going around Lagos State in bullion van. It was crazy.
Cried, as the most memorable story that you've written in your entire career, the most memorable for you, and why?
There's so many. So many. Can I remember anyone now? Maybe the same Abba and Folawiyo. Oh. Because it caused a lot of uproar. It caused a lot of uproar. And they sued my magazine for back then, I think Was it 100 million? I can't remember how much, but it was so ridiculous. It was so outrageous. You know, it made me scared even when I first heard it. and well, that story grew legs and hands and everything until finally, why I remember it vividly is the fact that when Abba and Folawiyo wanted to get married and they sent out invitations, our lawyer, then Fred Agbaji, may so rest in peace,
Yes,
wrote to them, wrote back to them, threatening that if it was made public, we would sue too. You know, that was interesting.